Hello, hello. I'm RJ of RJB Crafted. Welcome to my channel. I am going to be sewing up the size small Clea Sling Bag, a pattern by Unikatz. It's a wonderful pattern. It is a really fun sew, and it's supposed to be a quick sew, but this is my third attempt at going live. And I made a small whoopsie on this during my first live, so I canceled it and deleted it and came back to try and fix it. That went completely belly up. This machine, her name is Fiona. It's a Singer 291U1. She is an industrial machine, but she is a garment making machine for the most part. Well, not for the most part. She is a garment making machine, not necessarily a bag making machine. She does not have a walking foot. But anyway, all sorts of technical difficulties trying to fix the little boo-boo I made on here that I shouldn't have even bothered fixing, but now I am completely committed to fixing this up, and I'm getting really choked. And I'm worried it's going to have, you know what? I should have done this not live and just come back with all of this fixed. But anyway, let me try again. See, I usually use there it is. I think that's it. Let me see. Yeah, there's a silver marking pen for marking this, but this isn't vinyl. This is water resistant canvas, and I don't know. Oh, I'm scared. Don't mess up, please. Oh, I'm really nervous. This is right where she messed up. And I'm going to blame her. Yes, I'm going to blame her. And I went past the line again. Ooh, dang it. Oh, well, I'm committed now. This is a mess. And my husband wants me to make him a crossbody bag. And this is a sling bag, but it could be a crossbody bag as well. I wear mine as a crossbody bag. But this is definitely not his color choice. But you never know. Okay. I was going to extend, or this one went in too far a little bit, and this one didn't go in far enough. Like, I don't know what phantom lines I was looking at, but I sure as bleep didn't see what I was supposed to see. So now I've even gone too far on this, and I will be adding rivets later, but this, oh man, it does look very unbalanced. So yeah, I'll try and fix it. Just really leery about this machine now. I changed the thread this morning to eek. That's as far as I'm going to go on that. Ooh, that's about as far as I should go. And I did, when I first attached this to this bag, the back of the bag, this is the back, I pulled my threads through so there wasn't any big lumpy thread sections, but now it's just because there's just so many mess ups on it. I was like, nope, I am not pulling these threads through again. So here we go. Let me see. It is ugly, but luckily it is the back of the bag, and I will, when I go to sell it, I will point it out and discount it, of course. So I wasn't too sure how this teal colored fabric, it's a water resistant canvas, I didn't know how it was going to react to heat for interfacing and stuff, because this pattern does call for interfacing, and I have opted out for this bag. All my other ones, yes, I did interface it, and it ends up with wonderful shape, and it's an awesome bag. Here's the first one I made. Sorry, I can't figure out how to get this all nice in there. And this is made with vinyl. And what did I do on the side? Oh, this is water resistant canvas. It's an outdoor fabric, like to make pillows or seat covers or whatever. I used it as a lining. It's got rivets on the back here, and this turned out much better than this one. But anyway, oh, and then this one I made with canvas, but I did interface it, and this is the only one that I've made the strap for so far. And that's going to be fun, going back and changing my thread color numerous times for all the different colored straps. And my pretty plaid zipper. So it's water-resistant canvas on the inside of this. It is a bound bag. Don't be scared. Binding on this one especially is fun. It's easy. This one and the Belinda Bum Bag, both patterns by Unikatz, they are, I would strongly suggest, if you are scared of binding but you want to conquer it, grab these patterns and do it with those ones. They're just wonderful. They're easy. This is where the main zipper goes, up at the top here. It's a curve. It's scary. This one, actually, the Clea, it has a different curve to it than the Belinda Bum Bag. And they say that the Belinda Bum Bag is the bigger sister of the Clea. And I agree. But I find the Belinda is an easier curve on here to get. I have messed up twice doing this on the 5 or 6 bags I've made. So anyway, this is my lining pocket piece. Not pocket piece, sorry, just the lining panel. And it's got like a coating to it on the wrong side. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. I don't know how that would respond with the heat press and interfacing. So this is just going to be a slouchy bag that looks awful there, but at least this part is close to your body and only the wearer will know. Anyway, I'm going to set this aside because this part is complete, and I will install the rivets once I've got the zipper attached and the lining, and then you just baste it all together and then install the rivets, and I will get to that later. Right now, I'm going to grab the lining piece, and I've already clipped the zipper pocket panel to it and drawn out my pocket or my zipper window. This pattern does call for a zipper overlay. I've never done one, and I definitely didn't want to try it live. I will try one day eventually at some point in life, but not today. And I've seen the pictures of this bag, and it's very cute with an overlay. And they're not hard, I guess. I've never tried it, but they don't look too hard. But I would definitely have to watch a tutorial or 2 or 3 or 4 to get it right. Anyway, I'm just going to hold my threads because this machine really appreciates that. I'm just going to stitch around this box here and get the zipper pocket piece attached to the back panel. And I usually lower my stitch length for this, and I do hand crank. Just going to get my needle to land right in the corner there, and you want your needle on the way back up before you turn. Apparently that's the way to make sure that you get a crisper corner on your stitching than if your needle is still on its way down. It can, have kind of a cut off corner a little bit. And I've seen my zipper windows here sewn and have not so crisp a window, and I guess maybe that's what I was doing. I don't know. But anyway, ever since I started making sure my needle is on its way up, it tends to look much better. And I'm just going to trim these thread ends here. Boop. In the corner, back up. And a back stitch at the beginning and the end there. You don't have to, you can pull your threads through, but this is a construction stitching, so it doesn't really matter. No, hey, where did my other clip go? I'm missing a clip. Seriously, where did it go? Oh, I don't want it in the machine. Oh well. So we got that attached there. Just gotta fold it in half. I hope I've done this right. That's the right side of the fabric, wrong side. Yep. That's a mistake I made on yesterday's bag. Hey, just not thinking. It's weird because when I do a pattern at first, I pay super hyper attention and then rarely make mistakes, fall in love with the pattern, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I know it like the back of my hand now, and that's when mistakes happen. Kind of scary when you think about surgeons. Oh, I've done this surgery hundreds of times. Oh, okay. Don't do a crossword puzzle. And I'm sorry, I apologize if that's triggering for anyone, and I really hope and pray that it's not. So I'm just cutting right down the center of my stitches here, and then I'm going to stop about a ½ inch away from the end and do a V into the corner. These scissors are terrible. I bet you my thread snips would do a better job. And I'm just going to cut right up as close to my thread corner as I can without cutting through. And then do the same on the other side. My setup is weird. I don't have enough subscribers yet to go live on my phone. So I brought my desktop computer out to the living room, out of the office, because this is where the industrial machine is. So believe me, it was easier to move my computer out here than it would be to move the sewing machine into the office. Not enough room, and yeah, gross. No, it stays right here. There we go. I think that's close enough. If not, I will, once I push this pocket piece through, if it just isn't looking anything resembling good on the corners, I will pull it back out and I will cut a little closer and probably use my thread snips because they'll probably work better. Anyway, I don't know if I said it this time, the first time or the second time I went live, but this is a relatively quick sew, but of course it's me, so it's going to take forever. Yeah, it was such a quick sew yesterday that I made 2 of them, and I had fun doing it. And I should have brought my seam roller because I can't iron this. Maybe light heat would be okay, but I'm not about to go do that. So I'm just going to try and flatten that out as best as I can. Maybe I'll apply a couple of clips. So yeah, anyway, so my desktop computer is an all-in-one. It's an HP, bought it in 2018. The hard drive crashed in 2020, got a new hard drive. Blah, blah, blah. The webcam last year crapped out. So this is a portable webcam. I don't know what to call it. So I've got it attached to a tripod over, well, you can't see me once I'm pointing to it, over there. And I've got it angled to the best of my ability. I got my desktop computer, which is huge. It's a 27-inch screen. Or is it a 24? I think it's a 24. It's on the table here, as you can see. Just kind of a haphazard setup because it's been so long. It's been almost a year since I have interacted with YouTube at all. And I've done a few videos, but when I went to go upload them and edit them on my desktop computer, because my phone is just getting way too full, it said it was going to take like 14 hours to upload a video, render it, or whatever it's called. And I was like, you know what? I don't have the patience for that. So I have transferred stuff from my phone onto flash drives and stuff, and a big, huge 2 terabyte external hard drive and stuff. But just takes time. And then you can't go live from your phone anyway, unless you have 50 subscribers or more, of course. And I don't have that yet. So I'm hoping that by going live, I'll get some views and some subscribers. And I hope I get this done before my husband comes home. I sent him out to go run some errands. I shouldn't have told him where to find the almond butter. That would have been funny. But then he would have called me. He's probably going to call me anyway. And I did not put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I apologize in advance if my phone rings. It probably will. He needs to tell stories. And he'll forget that I'm doing this, even though this is an upheaval in our living room by bringing out this big, huge, monstrous computer. Getting a laptop soon because this is Windows 10. Windows 11, it's not supported for that or whatever that word is. And so, yeah. Moving on. Let's see. Is this a big enough bow? I like my zipper tape a little longer than that, but it will work. So I'm going to apply 1/8-inch double-sided tape before I put my zipper pull on. When you put a zipper pull on, or when you have the zipper pull on, the tape tends to have a bit of a bubble in there, and I don't like it. You get better application if you put your double-sided tape on before the pull. Now, I don't know if I said it this video or the other two or both or all or whatever, but I do everything at my cutting table. I get up numerous times when I sew, and not necessarily to move around, but I did bring my tape sticky scissors, my gross scissors for tape. It's because I like to stand up and hover over everything, and can't really do that here. So I apologize for this taking a little longer than it should. But anyway, if I'm not looking up and somebody joins me, please say hi. I would love to have a little chit chat with somebody. That would be fun. And today has been an extremely stressful day. The weather has turned. It's been super hot and sunny, and today it's cloudy and a little bit rainy. It was quite windy, and my cat was going nuts this morning and still isn't feeling all that great. She thinks her hind legs in that area is her enemy. She is exhibiting very unusual behavior, and we gave her treats while I shaved a bunch of seriously harsh mats off of her almost butt area. And I Googled it, and it said that can definitely cause agitation in a cat because it feels weird to them. Just applying the zipper pull. First try, whoop, whoop. Put it in the center there. So I'm hoping that's all that was wrong. I gave her some rescue remedy to calm her down because she was snorting. She was so upset, and it really broke my heart. So I meant to go live first thing this morning and just couldn't do it. I tried to cuddle with her. She was having none of it, and she shouldn't say never, she rarely passes up the opportunity to cuddle with mom. So it's been challenging. Gave her the rescue remedy. She went into her upper bed in the living room here, and she slept, and that was super nice to see. And then I left the living room for a little bit, and when I came back, she was on the floor, and she looked super happy, which was great. And I'm just lining it up here. And like I said, I do everything at my cutting table. I apologize if my head gets in the way, but I really need to see what I'm doing. Just centering it as best I can. The good thing about this is you can reposition. You're not committed yet until you sew it. Push really hard. Move the zipper pull out of the way. So yeah, again, this is my third attempt to go live, and I deleted the other videos, so they are gone forever. Yay! I don't know what I said in this video, and hopefully this one won't get deleted. Hopefully it comes to fruition and sees the light of day, the light of YouTube day. I get my double-sided tape from Wallach. It is the best, in my humble opinion. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. Cat. We were talking about the cat, the weather, and oh my gosh, and me standing up. Anyway, I said I hadn't. Had I said it? I don't remember now. I'm really hungry. Maybe I should have eaten first. Oh well. Oh, okay. I might have to stand up here. Let's just get my finger here. Oh, this came off. Not good. Not cool. I'm standing up. That's just all there is to it. I don't need my cutting mat with the grid on it or anything to see what I'm doing when I stand up. I rarely use any measurements on my cutting mat. I'm actually, when a pattern says use the measurements or use the grids, whatever they say, on your cutting mat, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We do have measurements there. Yep. Okay. Anyway, maybe I remember what I was saying. So last year my webcam totally crapped out, the one that's built into the desktop computer. So we bought a portable one, and I just clip it on the top of the computer. But then this is pretty mobile, the webcam, and it has a screw hole in the bottom so it can go on a tripod. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just finger pressing with my thumbnails and hopefully not damaging the fabric because this is not behaving. Now, what I could do, and I might because this is really annoying, is I can flip this over and use some more double-sided tape to hold it down because this is really frustrating. There's my tape. So I can't find the end. There we go. So I'm just gonna probably end up using 2. I'm just putting it just above where I sewed so that I can push my seam out of the way. I don't know how the video quality is on this, and I apologize. I don't know how the sound quality is either. I'll have to watch this later if it ever sees the light of day. I hope it does. I really miss being on here. Had some health issues last year, and they've carried into this year too, but I'm doing pretty good. I ended up, I won't bore you with the details or anything unless somebody out there has the same experience and you want to talk in future videos, then let's talk. I had what they are suspecting was a mini stroke. So my life was like turned upside down. Well, actually, literally, that was the first symptom I had. Was I looked in front of me and everything in front of me was upside down. Everything. Ceiling was on the floor was on the ceiling. It was absolutely terrifying. And it almost sounds like my husband's home. Or maybe we're having a worse storm than I thought. Anyway, yeah, so I had a mini stroke. More than likely, they didn't do an MRI. I still haven't had an MRI. I am waiting. Well, you know what? I actually gave up waiting. The neurologist said, oh, so the ER doctor ordered an MRI? I said, yep. This was in September. Well, you could be waiting years for your MRI. I'm like, oh my gosh. And he goes, but I'm a neurologist, and if I order it, you'll get it in a few months. So I'm like, cool. So he ordered it, and that was 3 months ago. I still haven't gotten in. But anyway, it's probably quicker than had I not talked to him about it. Yep, the hubby's home. Hopefully he doesn't make a bunch of racket. Or maybe I'll make this into a 2-parter because nobody's here. Just doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, I may have locked him out. Please hold. Yeah. Okay. Is he coming in or not? Yeah, he is.
Thanks for locking the door because I didn't realize about your video.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm live, but it's okay. Okay. So all of that is completely taped up. And I'm going to stitch around here. I am going to lower my stitch length or decrease my stitch length, whatever you want to call it, to, hopefully I will land where I need to land on these sides. I think I'm going to change out to a skinnier foot. I like to do that for top stitching. So I will. Don't need a Teflon foot. I don't think I need a Teflon foot for any of this. Except maybe the back of the pocket. That might be a problem. But anyway, change out the foot yet again. Right. Keep the pole out of the way. I'm not going to, I am going to backstitch because all the chaos that happened with the other thing, it's just, you know what? That probably wasn't the culprit at all, but I'm just not in the mood. And I have an alcohol wipe on standby to clean my needle of all the double-sided tape gunk. Let me see here. I do like to hand crank because I just don't trust to use my foot pedal for one stitch. And again, making sure my needle is just on the upswing. I'm going to cut these thread tails here and get rid of them. Keep that pole out of my way. Now I do have a little bit of puckering in my corners and have this stop with the needle down so I can move the zipper fold a little closer that way. If it was an exterior pocket, I would definitely go back and get a little closer to my corners without cutting through my thread. That is the reason there's a little bit of puckering. But because this is an interior pocket and I've had so many troubles with this particular bag, not the pattern. It is not the pattern's fault. The pattern is wonderful and very, very well written. Like, cannot believe how she is my favorite pattern creator, designer. I don't know what they like to be called. But thank you so much for allowing YouTubers to do a tutorial on. It's a lot of fun. This is a great bag. Can't wait to buy more. Yep, it's been a long day. And back stitching at the end there. Okay. Not the best job in the world. Not the worst. We have a little fly in here. My husband built our kitty a catio a few weeks ago. So we had to take the screen off the window because it's a window top. A window top? The bottom of the window, there's the floor of her catio for her to step out on. So we took the screen down so that she can go out there, come in and out as often as she wants to. Now I'm just putting the pocket up. Anyway, so that window is open, about a foot and a half because she's like a gigantic cat. And little bugs come in here and it's annoying. And I asked my husband, can we please get some netting to put on it? Hopefully white netting so that it doesn't darken up our bedroom too much. Anyway, so we get little bugs floating in. Have I done this wrong? No, I haven't. So I turn it upside down to pull the main lining piece out to stitch up the pocket. Now this is where it might stick because it's got the weird backing. Oh, it's doing okay. No, I'm not calling out any seam allowances because it's not my place to do so. Go buy the pattern, support a great designer, creator, designer, both. She deserves both titles and then some. Yeah, I'm going to try and pick it up on parts that just don't really matter. This is the top of the pocket. And because it's on the inside, it doesn't really matter that you do the, make sure the needle's on the upswing. Whoa, where's the back stitching? But it's just a good practice, good habit to get into. Trim off thread, not the fabric. Okay, see the little puckers there? I kind of don't care. I do, but I don't. Moving on. Next is attaching the lining to the exterior. Oh, this just feels so flippy floppy. I don't know. I mean, I like bags like that, but is this the type of bag for that? Maybe I should have done some research. Oh, well, I'm the research for me. So I'm just going to apply some 1/8 inch double-sided tape to the top curved portion here. Then I will be applying the zipper. Again, I don't do this sitting here. Just, it doesn't want to go beautifully. It is going to be wrinkled, for lack of a better word. This is really bad. I need to stand up. I'm going to have to learn. But not today. Today's been enough. Can you see? Yep. Except that I'm blocking the light. I've already cut all my centers. I marked my centers on all my pieces already. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the first live that went belly up. Maybe I mentioned it in the second live that went belly up. And yes, I know I've mentioned it in this live that will not go belly up. Cut it off without cutting the fabric. Okay, just kind of put that down. Oh, where's my zipper? I'm just going to mark the center on here on both sides. And I do not cut into zipper tape. I know that's a big hot topic right now among the sewists on YouTube, to cut or not to cut. I am team not cut. I am opposed to not cutting, but I'm not so stubborn that I would never attempt it. I'm using a silver marking tool to mark my center, but today has been enough of a day, and I just want to get this sewn. Just want to get it sewn up. Just pinching it to leave a good fold crease in there so I can mark it. Get that out of the way. And this is the fun part. Woo! Separate it. You only need 1/2 at a time. You can separate it after you sew it on, but why not right now? Pull the backing off the double-sided tape. And I have no idea if I'm even talking loud enough. And if I'm not, and this is really late in the live to say this, but if I'm not, captions are an option. So I'm just lining up the little mark I did here. I'm just lining it up with the little cut that I put in here as my center mark. And I might have to stand up again, but let's just try it. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Come on down. How do people do this? Actually, not. This is going okay, I guess. Not bad. Not wonderful. Let me see here. There we go. Other half. This side would probably be better because I'm right-handed and this is the right side, so I might be handling it better. And I don't mean handling as in coping, I mean handling as in using my hands to handle it. Oh, have a little overhang of double-sided tape. That might be a bit of a problem, but right now I don't care. Anyway, where's my lining? And we're going to put right sides together. So this is the right side. This is the right side. I've marked my center on this as well. And I've got my little mark there and the fold, you can see. And I'm going to put them right sides together. And I'm not using double-sided tape again. I'm just going to use clips. Just put a few up here to anchor it. Really want to get my hands on some of those metal clips that YouTubers are using for sewing. I've got them in my Amazon shopping cart, but this is Prime days right now. And you know what? They didn't go on Prime. Not the ones I have in my cart anyway. But you'd think that Amazon would let me know. This part is I usually end up with a pucker on the lining, which I'm okay with a pucker in the lining, but I'm not okay with a pucker on the outside. I don't understand why I have such issues. The first bag I made of this, I ran over my zipper teeth. Like, I know you're allowed to sew over nylon zipper teeth, like to close off the zipper so you don't lose your stopper. No, as I was sewing the curve on this way here, I was like, went completely over my teeth. And that was ruined, and the vinyl was ruined because, holes are permanent. And because I'd gone way far out of the seam allowance, there was no fixing it. And then I printed out all the pieces for the size small, because that was the medium. And I tried to wrap my head around cutting that piece out for the small, but I had already attached the anchor. And I thought, you know what, this just isn't going to work. So I just cut out the little scrap pieces of the fabric, and away I went. Anyway, I want another clip there just because, oh, my stomach is growling now. And I highly doubt you heard that, but if you did, I apologize. I did eat just a little while ago, but I think stress is really, it's really playing a number on me right now. Anyway, here we go with the full seam allowance mentioned in the pattern. Oh, I want to change my stitch length. I like being at a 4 for construction and top stitching. I just find it works really nicely. Maybe I won't have any issues because nothing here is interfaced, so I can really definitely see the zipper teeth. I can't believe I ran over my zipper teeth, but I did. And here's where we're getting a pucker. But I don't care. Normally I would, and yes, I pretty much do, but I'm just kind of done. I guess when the universe is telling you don't do a live when you're having so many problems with, see, here's where I just lose sight of everything except saving my fingers. Trying to focus, and because this is kind of pushing it, I'm going to end up with excess. I'd rather have a pucker. There we go. I think I got my said pucker here. Back stitch. And let's see. Well, I don't have a pucker. Oh my gosh. Please don't let me have a pucker on the good side, the other side, the exterior. Come on, no puckers. Well, yay, that's good. Oh, here is a little pucker that I knew about, but the one that I was actually thinking it was going to make a huge one here, nothing. So that's good. Now this pattern, I almost said recipe, calls for trimming this down. And I'm going to peel away the exterior because that's where we put the double-sided tape. And I'm going to take the double-sided tape off. I'm not cutting my zipper tape, but I will make little cuts, little snips into the exterior and the lining so that when you've got a curve, and I don't know if this, I think this is convex, but I don't know. When you've got a convex curve and you go to make it, I guess it's convex that way too. This is bigger than what we're going to see when we flip it over. This will ripple, and there's no place for it to go to make it not ripple. So if you use pinking shears, which I have, I don't have them right here. What am I doing? Pay attention. Don't have them right here, and I wouldn't want to cut through the double-sided tape with my good pinking shears. No, thank you. That will, all those little V's, all the indentations that go down, will allow the fabric to move into those vacant spots, and then there will be no rippling. I made a Belinda bum bag with black vinyl, and it was the first time it was probably Belinda bum bag number 7 or 8. And I thought, I don't need to watch the tutorial. I don't need to even follow the pattern. I know what I'm doing. Sure, I forgot to cut into this and couldn't understand why when I was top stitching that I kept feeling all this excess whatever under my hand and under the needle. Well, the zipper ends up getting stuck when you try and open it or close it. It gets stuck at one of the curves, so that's no good. I'm just going to take my scissors and I make little snips in towards the stitching, but I'm not cutting my zipper tape and I am not cutting my stitches. I'm just going to go along and just make little, because this way they can overlap. There's room for it to overlap. I've done this for 2 or 3 bags now of this kind, the Clea, and it seems to work. And if I sound stuffy right now, my readers just keep falling down my nose. So it kind of pinches. Anyway, this fabric should be nice because it's so thin, but then it could also show a multitude of sins because it's so thin. There's nothing to camouflage it, if you know what I mean. Ooh, camo waterproof canvas. Ooh, that'd be fun. Anywho, nobody's joining me. Oh well. Hey, if anyone has any questions on the replay, I will see, and I answer a question. So far, I've answered every question. I mean, if anybody gets anything, then no, I'm not going to answer anything like that. But respectful comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, I've answered all of them. And I thank everyone who has commented on any of my videos before, because it's surprising, or maybe not surprisingly, it's a highlight of my day. Like when I check my YouTube, which I check it numerous times a day, I see someone commented and I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody took time out of their day to comment. And it just really brightens my day. And that interaction is nice and fun. And that's why I think this desktop computer might stay out here for a while. I mean, it's not the greatest setup because we got a construction strength, what's that thing called? Extension cord from the door, the front door, which is about 28 feet away. No, it's a 25-foot cord. So it's about 22 feet away to where I am right here. So anyway, I've done my snips on both the lining and the exterior. So now let's turn it right side out and put our wrong sides together and just kind of manipulate and feel and see what we got going on here. And just finger roll to get everything all situated. And this zipper, I don't usually use clips at the top stitching stage, but I do with this bag and the Belinda, and it's really helpful. It keeps everything pushed down where it should be. So that's convenient to do that. And we're going to baste stitch these 2 panels together because, like I've said before, this is a bound bag. Don't be scared of it. I actually actively seek bag patterns that have binding. And I really shouldn't, because the binding I bought from Dresso a couple of years ago, year and a half ago, was super cheap. I got 4 meters per package for 25 cents. Yep. That was awesome because they were closing out of business, so that's not awesome. But to get such a good deal. But the colors, you don't get to pick your own colors. It's just unusual colors. A couple of the colors were nice, but then the other color that came with the package, maybe not so much. Cute, but maybe not what, I mean, I don't have any black. I don't have any gray or pink or anything, and I feel like I got something on my back. Ooh, loose hair, that's what that was. Okay. Whew. I hope this is still going, because I remember my last live was my fabric shopping, and I saved the best for last, and that video was 27 or 29 minutes long, and it cut out after, I think, 7.5 minutes. I was not a happy campy about that. You want to make sure your hardware is out of the way so you don't sew over it, and you don't want to sew over these either. So anyway, I'm just double checking everything to make sure it's all where it should be. And now we're just going to top stitch. And again, I did change my stitch length back to a 4, so that's what my top stitching and construction stitching is. Yeah, I wanted to go live many times last year, but all I was sewing was bucket hats, which ends up being sewn on my domestic, which is much louder than this machine. So that doesn't make conversation or hearing me all that convenient or pleasant. So I never bothered, and that's all I was making was bucket hats. So very busy with that. I'm just gonna pivot. I'm gonna pull my zipper tape out of the way. I definitely don't want to sew any of that. So I'm just gonna continue on and baste these two fabric pieces together. They're kind of slippery here. Kinda? No, they're very slippery. We just want to make sure that we stay very close to the edge so that we don't see our stitches on the finished product. Yeah, that's right. When we're done, ask me how I know. My first one, I ended up seeing not all, but along one side, all of my basting stitches, and had to sew over and over, and we're going to have a pucker here. Come on, no pucker. No pucker, please. Let's back stitch. You don't have to get right up to where you started, because this is just a basting stitch. You just need to hold your layers together for the binding. And snip. Oops. I don't remember if it's this video or the other one, but I said that this is a 1 bobbin project. I had to waste a lot of bobbin thread on all the little whoopsies I made on the anchor, so I don't know. But I'm not about to check because things seem to be running really well. So I caught everything on that side, and we can set that aside. Now, I'm going to bring out the one that's made, this one. Isn't it cute? So the pattern comes with a cat hair with an accent panel and then the lower exterior panel. And that's what I've done on all of them. Even the very first one I made, the medium size, I didn't want any other colors, but I ended up cutting these two pieces separately, and you don't need to do that. If you want to keep it all the same, which is what I'm doing on this one, you just cut out the lining pattern piece twice. You do your lining fabric and then your exterior, and it should be good to go. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Oh, There we go. So here's this would be the 2 pieces. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll grab this one. Arm of the chair's digging into my ribs. So this is this. And it should work out fine, and we will soon find out. And here's my lining piece for that. So we will get to the lining in a minute. So I don't need to sew that or top stitch anything there. So that's wonderful. I'm a few steps ahead, which is good because this live is going longer than I thought it would. Or, at this stage. So I'm going to apply some double-sided tape. Maybe if I come over here, I can see it better. Oh, I do have an air conditioning unit in here, but I don't have it on because it's quite loud. It's quite an old unit, and it is getting warm. This way works. This angle. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Whee! Oh, it's the little things, people. Makes you happy. Makes you happy. Well, I hope people start joining me on lives eventually because I'm keeping this computer out here. And I'm, going to go live with making patterns on all the patterns that I'm allowed to do YouTube with. So there. So this is the other half of my zipper, and I'm just finding the center again and lining it up with the V that I cut. Have I shown any of those? Right there. And just put it right side down to the right side up of the fabric. Let's get over here where there's no light. And yeah, I hope this turns out. If it doesn't, but it's still functional and looks okay, then maybe this will be mine, the self-promotion kind of thing. Go shopping and hang out and maybe drop it by accident, but on purpose, so that people are like, oh, well, that was loud, and oh, that's a nice these bags yet. But I've only got two different, oh, that's kind of cute. I've got 2 different colors. I've got the pink and I've got the dark gray.